Hi ARK fans, welcome to ARK Invest Daily, your daily dose of ARK information. Today we are going to go over the biggest moves as usual. We'll take a look at the market value trend of all the funds combined, and then we are also going to put spotlight on Nano Dimension. It's been a long time. Let's see what's going on with Nano Dimension in ARK's portfolio. So stay with me, please like and subscribe because that helps me with YouTube algorithms. This is the free way to show your support for the channel, and I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much. Welcome back, guys. In our summary section, we keep an eye on high-level numbers like market value. So market value of all the funds combined is 47.2 billion right now. ARKK being the biggest one, almost 50% of the fund, followed by ARKG, followed by W and FinTech. Then you have Q, IZRL, Print, and ARKX. Those three are the smallest ones. They don't move the needle much, so we don't go over those a lot. But this is how the overall market value of all the funds combined looks like. The trend today, it's down 2.3% to 47.25. From yesterday it was 48.37. So it's been trending downwards since end of June. So July has not been good to ARK so far, so let's keep an eye on it. We'll watch over it on a daily basis and see how it goes. In terms of total number of companies that they are invested in, all the funds combined is 270. So yesterday it was 269. There is one new company added today, but when I investigated further, it's not really a new company. It's just one of the old companies where they invested a lot more, and the ticker symbol is slightly different this time. So I'll show you that quickly. Maybe one of you know better about this than I do. Stay with me to find out which one that company is. So let's go over the biggest moves quickly. In the biggest moves, people who have been watching this channel know that we look at biggest move two ways. One by percentage of shares movement, and we put this threshold that only the companies that have shares movement more than 3% on the negative side or the positive side will show up. We change this threshold on daily basis to make it more consumable. Today we have it at 3%, and these are the companies that qualify that criteria, and this is their rank in 270 companies that they are invested in. Then we change this threshold to 0, and then we increase the threshold to market value and then we sort this chart. This is market value chart, and look at biggest moves by market value, because market value could be movement could be because of stock price change, not just shares being bought or sold. So we'll look at it two ways. Let's start by percentage shares. So the biggest moves being Dassault Systems SE, rank 129. They have added 400% extra shares today. This is amazing that they have added so many extra. Like they have increased it from 0.18 million to 0.89 million. So that's the biggest shares movement, even though it's not a biggest movement in market value. Market value is just 0.4 million, that's it. And this is the company which seems like a new company just because the ticker symbol is new. Ticker symbol is DSYFP now, whereas it was just DSY before, and hence it seems it's new one, but it is not. So if any of you know about what does this FP mean in the end, it probably means some other market. Some European market instead of US market, but let me know what does this mean. This is not really a new company. Then you have Farfetch Limited, which is a new company. They just do 2 data points. As you can see, when I hover over these bar charts, you will see more information, like Farfetch is present in ARKW, and the shares trend, total number of shares that they own, and the stock price trend also. So as I said yesterday, when they invest in some new company, they keep investing more and more for initial few days until they calm down on it. So this is expected. They have more than doubled the shares of Farfetch today, causing a big difference of 30.3 million. Then is Quantum SI. This is relatively new as well. They invested in it, I think, a week ago or a couple of weeks ago. Present in ARKG, and as you can see, shares trend is upward. They have been investing in it quite a bit, but the stock price has gone down recently, just today it looks like. It has been climbing up too. Not a big difference in market value though, just 1.3 million. Then you have Woozy, smart glass company. We put the spotlight on this yesterday. We looked at all the trends of Woozy in ARK ETFs. So if you're interested in that, please watch yesterday's episode. Then we have Recursion Pharmaceuticals, present in ARKG, 8% more shares today. Fate Therapeutics, again, a spike in number of shares bought. Then you have AeroVironment, present in ARKX and ARKQ. a lot of shares bought there as well. UiPath, the only company present in 6 ETFs, um, other than Israel and Print, it's present in all the ARK ETFs. 400,000 shares added there, causing a difference of 48.4 million. This is one company where they keep investing more and more and more. In terms of negative, the biggest negative one is Raven Industries today, 28% removed. Then you have KE Holdings, 14% removed. Intercontinental, 9% removed. Tencent is again 6% removed. Oh, look, this is also a company present in 6 ETFs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 ETFs, sorry, not 6 ETFs. So yeah, UiPath is the only one in 6 ETFs. This is in 5. Then Pure Storage removed 5%, Bristol 4%, Roku 4%, Novartis 4%, Galileo 3%, and Huya 3% too. But in terms of market value, the biggest negative one is Roku today. So maybe we'll put a spotlight on Roku also tomorrow. Let's see how it goes. The stock price took a dip, a little bit of a dip today, but they also sold like 4.2% of their shares there. So that's the biggest moves by percentage of shares. So let's make this as 0 and add a threshold for market value, say 20 million. And then let's sort this graph. This is market value graph and this is shares graph. As you know by now, the biggest negative is Roku today. Interesting. Present in 2 ETFs, W and RK. Then you have Beam Therapeutics, the next biggest negative. You have Teladoc Health is 85.7% negative, all because of share price going down. If it was because of them selling shares, we would have known in the previous chart itself. Palantir also going down by 51 million today because the stock price going down. Then you have KE Holdings, Exact Sciences, 10x Genomics, Too Simple, CRISPR Therapeutics, C Ltd. Then you have DraftKings also taking a dive in a stock price, as you can see. And then you have Tencent Holdings, Skills also going down to $17.06. Interesting. Intellia Therapeutics, Zoom Video, Unity Software, Shopify. Then you have Spotify, Zillow, Tivilio, Invitae, and Pacifica Biosciences. Please feel free to pause the video at any time to take a look at these trends that pop up when I hover over it. But those were the negative ones. In terms of positive, Coinbase is positive today, even though they have hardly changed the number of shares. The stock price has gone up. UiPath we went over already. Fate Therapeutics we went over already, and then you have Farfetch also, the one that we went over recently. Okay, so that's the biggest moves. Let's take a look at overall portfolio. More red than green, as the initial trend of market value also showed us. So that's the overall portfolio there. Coinbase being the greenest green and Roku being the reddest red there. New and removed company, as I showed you, it's actually a company that already existed, but with the new ticker symbol now, DSYFP, the system that these charts that I have created, the logic thinks that it is a new company, just because the ticker is different. It's probably same company but on a different in a different country market, and hence FP is appended to it. But if you know about it, please let me know in the comment section. Then we are putting a spotlight today, guys, on Nano Dimension, the favorite stock of so many people. It's a niche company, a niche within a niche, because it is a company where it's a 3D printing company which creates which 3D prints the chips and prototypes for various companies. And the old method is to create the design and send it to India, send it to China, and then bring it back. And there are chances that you lose that design, people will copy it, etc. And especially for sectors like industries like defense, they want to keep the design confidential, and hence these 3D printed devices, printing devices, are really important to those kinds of sectors like defense sector, for sure. So let's take a look at the trend. And they have $1 billion in the cash that they have raised by reverse merger, by letting people buy new shares that they offer, and companies buy those shares that they offer. They just create they just dilute their shares and give a bunch of it to the new companies that are interested in investing, and hence that's how they raised $1 billion, which they are keeping for acquisitions. So far they have acquired 2 companies, or three companies, I don't remember, but I have done an episode about it in past. But the ones that we are waiting to for it to acquire is the one where they can inherit clients. That's the one that is missing. So a company that does the same thing, but by using old methods, where they can replace the old methods of sending the design to China and then bringing it back to the 3D printed ones, the ones that will be printed using their devices for all the clients of that company. So we don't know what that company is, but we are waiting for that acquisition to happen. So since the time I've been recording, let's increase the date range all the way back to January, but they have been invested in this company even before that, sometime last year. So starting January 26th, it was 11.3 million shares that they were invested in. And then there were some peaks, as you can see, 14.3 million. Then they started reducing it when the stock price crashed down quite a bit because of short seller report, and also the market in general, the macro conditions were not good. And then they started buying again. And there were small sales here, as you can see. And then this is the biggest one when they added this stock in the print ETF of theirs. Believe it or not, but this is a 3D printing company, but it was never present in print in past. But they added it finally, and then they again very after 3 or 4 weeks or so, they completely removed it from that. Not completely, but they removed a big chunk of that from that ETF too. And then they have been maintaining the position since ever. This is the stock price has been. It's today ending at $7.10. And this is the market value, which is a function of these two combined. Whichever is overpowering. In this case, stock price trend is overpowering the shares count trend, and hence it takes the shape of stock price trend. So that's Nano Dimension. Let's see in the ranking. This is the chart that I created, which many YouTubers have copied. This is looks like messy, but give it a second. As I click on Nano Dimension, you will see how the ranking of Nano Dimension has been throughout this date range of January to June. Or July now. So in January end, so that is 26 January, this company ranked 65 in 270 something companies that they were invested in. The stock price kept on going down, but they kept on buying more and more. So the rank went down and up and down again, and right now it is rank 78 in their portfolio. So let's see if the stock price goes up back to where it was, the maximum once it was, well, it says $16.70, but it was more than that because this is end of the day price that I record. So think of that. If it goes back to that level, so more than double, this would be within top 30 companies, I feel. But we'll have to wait and watch. Let's see how it goes. Now let's also take a look at which ETFs it's present in. Like I said, it was never present in print. They added it to print somewhere in the middle, which is in April. And after a few days, they removed it. Like they still have some position in print, but this was very surprising that they added and then they suddenly removed also. But there must be some logic behind that, I guess. But it's present in 4 ETFs now: RQ, RW, print, and IZRL. So those are the 4. Stock price doesn't matter which ETF, stock price remains the same, and this is the market value trend for all of them. So number of shares is kind of equal for ARKW and RQ, so is the market value, and IZRL and print a little bit there as well. So that's the spotlight on Nano Dimension. That was your daily dose. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to put the spotlight, look at these trends for any other company in ARK's portfolio, how they have been investing and how the rank has been trending for that company in 270 companies that they are invested in. So please like and subscribe. I'll see you tomorrow.